Come on, go out of the freaking driveway. Oh, sorry, Joy. All right, go. Car's dumb.
hit very close to home.
And these numbers tend to go up, they come down, they impose, they go away. So we'll see if these stick. New York Times reporter Lauren Hirsch. Lauren, thanks so much. Coming up next, we will turn back to our top story, the indictment of former FBI Director James Comey. We'll walk through the timeline of the case, bring you expert legal analysis on what comes next. Morning Joe, coming right back.
looking for hydration, Blink NutriTears is a once-daily supplement clinically proven to help your eyes produce more of their own tears for lasting, continuous relief. A different way to support dry eyes.
Living with chronic migraine? 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more. Botox prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine, and treatment is 4 times a year. So why wait? Talk to your doctor.
Botox effects may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away as trouble swallowing, speaking, breathing.
That day when I get to set, the Wrangler's yelling at me like, don't make eye contact.
From the most trusted journalists at Comedy Central, it's America's only source for news. This is The Daily Show with your host, Jordan Lambert.
You can't turn.
We got so much to talk about tonight. Trump hires only the best people. James Comey is back in the news, no matter how badly we don't want it. And
Big fuck up there.
you guys are good. We'll get to hear from Les.
Major fuck up, illegal left turn.
Since retaking office, President Trump has been redecorating the White House to reflect his personal style. Style which can be best described as C-3PO's taint. And it's a project that's still continuing today.
The White House is unveiling a presidential walk of fame featuring portraits of U.S. presidents.
Oh, you know what? This is nice. But if I was president, I wouldn't plaster every foot of the place with gold, but if you're going to, this is a nice, inclusive gesture. Mr. Trump, I applaud your class.
With the exception of former President Joe Biden. The new display just outside the Oval Office along the colonnade there shows a framed photo of an auto pen writing Biden's signature in place of the former president's portrait.
Damn it! He got me! So, apparently Trump is trolling Biden about the auto pen conspiracy. A hilarious burn that will make millions of Americans say, wait, what was that about again? But enough of this dumb story about the president's pettiness. Let's move on to a much more terrifying story about the president's pettiness.
This morning, after an intense public pressure campaign, sources tell ABC News President Trump's new hand-picked U.S. attorney plans to give him what he's been demanding and seek to indict former FBI Director James Comey, despite other prosecutors finding there's not enough evidence to charge him with a crime.
I don't know what's worse. Donald Trump weaponizing the Justice Department or the fact that he's doing it to go after James Comey. I mean, Trump, he's the dude who got you elected president. Remember, he announced a few days before Election Day that he was investigating Hillary for her email server. And America was like, we can't have a president with such disrespect for proper procedure. Let's elect Donald Trump instead. Like Donald, a question, Donald. How can you go after a guy who played a key role in you winning the election? What's next? Are you going to go after podcasts with names like the Chode Kings or Roiding Out with the Jizz Brothers? You don't even know if that's a real podcast or not. He may have appeared on that. Look, now, even though prosecutors say they don't have a case against Comey, Trump seems to have found a loophole. Appoint a prosecutor who doesn't care.
Sources say the president forced out his own appointed U.S. attorney for Eastern Virginia, replacing him with one of his personal lawyers, Lindsay Halligan.
Wow. One of his personal lawyers. She must have a ton of experience in the criminal justice system. I bet she knows her way around a grand jury.
Halligan, an insurance lawyer, has never prosecuted a criminal case in her career or presented evidence to a grand jury.
Okay. This sounds bad, but at least she is a lawyer. I mean, in this administration, that's well above the baseline. There was a really good chance he could have appointed the Jizz brothers for this job. You gotta figure, if he's trusting Lindsay Halligan to go after his political enemies, the vetting process must have been extremely thorough.
She told the Washington Post that she ended up on Trump's legal team after showing up at one of his golf events in a suit, prompting Trump to hire her just weeks later.
This is how he picks members of his team? You, the lady in the suit, come join my legal team. Does Trump look at David Byrne like, wow, he must have been top of the class at Harvard Law? Wow. And I'm all for dressing for the job you want, but come on, she must have some other qualifications Trump valued.
She's also a former contestant in Miss Colorado, USA.
This is all starting to make sense, though. When Trump hires people, they're either beauty queens or the ugliest bog creatures in the world. So, the bad news is Trump continues to appoint people to positions they're completely unqualified for. But the good news is Trump continues to appoint people to positions they're completely unqualified for. In other words, don't worry, James Comey, you don't have to learn how to make toilet hooch just yet. For more on the looming Comey indictment, we go live to the Department of Justice with Troy Iwata. Troy. Isn't this embarrassing for the Justice Department? Lindsay Halligan is clearly out of her depth.
Absolutely. She may be the most unqualified U.S. attorney ever. So unqualified that I'm kind of rooting for her.
Wait, what do you mean you're rooting for?
I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's triggering my American love for an underdog. You know, it kind of feels like a movie. Like, I don't know if it's like the legal part or the blonde part, but it's reminding me of that movie. You know that movie, My Cousin Vinny?
Don't you mean Legally Blonde?
Oh my God, yeah, that one too. It's just like a movie. A former beauty contestant trying her very first case against the former head of the FBI, and we get to root for her in real life? You go, girl! I will be there front row opening weekend.
Trials don't have opening weekends.
Okay, opening arguments, whatever the legal stuff is. I don't know. We're gonna learn about it while she's learning about it. Like, we're on this journey together.
This is not a movie, Troy. This is going to be a real indictment that Lindsay Halligan has no business bringing.
You say that now, but wait till she gets together with her best friend, a quirky nail technician who tells her, wow, you're gonna make a really great law person one day.
Is that Jennifer Coolidge? Why is she in this trial?
She fills the seats, Jordan. She's gonna help Lindsay get over her ex. They're gonna learn the case in a fun montage, and Lindsay will lose her confidence enough to consider quitting, but then she'll change her outfit into something fierce and they'll win the whole case. Happy ending, credits roll on this perfect day.
Troy, this is what I'm talking about. Your happy ending involves an innocent man being sent to prison by a vengeful president. This isn't a movie, it's undermining democracy. If I may quote from the January 6th Select Committee, the rule of law is a sacred hallmark of this country.
Oh my God, that's so boring. Okay, so if you want me to care, you gotta put it in movie terms, because this is America, all right? You need to sell it to us, Jordan. Give me the trailer.
Okay, all right. How about this? A bad boy, former FBI director.
Good.
Wrongfully arrested.
Hot.
Falls in love.
Yeah, I'm so gonna see this.
Okay, with the legal foundations of due process.
Oh, you lost me.
Okay, and it's in 3D.
Oh, I'm back in. I love 3D. Love 3D. It's like it's happening all around me.
Yeah, it almost is. Troy Iwata, everybody. When we come back, Leslie Jones gives us her opinion. Don't go away.
Just waiting to come. You guys ready? We can go get haircut time. This is Joy's first haircut today.
Joy, Joy. Joy, Joy. Joy. Hey. Hi. You ready to go get your hair cut? Go get some of this shaggy mane cut off. All right. You gotta wait, Joy. Here, go back there. Sit. Sit. Please. Stay. Hey. No, we can't get out that way. Bad navigation.
seems normal.
South Park. New episodes return October 15th on Comedy Central. Stream next day and catch up anytime on Paramount Plus.
The new Kia Sportage Turbo Hybrid with best-in-class MPG. Kia, movement that inspires.
Guys, got hair loss? I know what you're thinking. Should I shave my head? Comb it over? Here I am. This is 1970. Keep your hair, leverage your confidence, because Bosley, America's #1 hair restoration experts, can give you. I need a bigger boat. New coming up next on Comedy Central and next day on Paramount Plus. From the most trusted journalists at Comedy Central, it's America's only source for news. This is The Daily Show with your host, Jordan Lambert.
We got so much to talk about tonight. Ukraine gets a much-needed morale boost. The right takes victimization to a whole new level. And Donald Trump faces his greatest enemy, a short flight of stairs. So, let's get into headlines. It's no secret Donald Trump sympathizes with Russia in its war against Ukraine. He blamed Ukraine for getting invaded, he berated its president in the Oval Office, and he made the ultimate gesture of friendship to Vladimir Putin, picking him up at the airport. So, safe to assume he spent this week at the UN continuing his full-throated support of Russia.
Breaking news we're following this morning. President Trump reversed his position on the war and voiced confidence that Ukraine can regain its territory seized by Russia.
Trump writing in part, Ukraine would be able to take back their country in its original form, and who knows, maybe even go further than that.
Damn! Trump went from Ukraine needs to accept Russian invasion to they need to invade Russia. When this all began, Trump said he'd end this war on day one, and instead, we've now joined both sides. I guess you can't lose a war if you're on both sides. Now, let's not overreact here. Trump isn't exactly known for his consistent positions. He could just as easily switch sides again tomorrow if he, I don't know, gets complimented by a Russian lady or sees a photo of that dog that looks like Vladimir Putin. Oh, who pushes his opponents out the window? You do! But still, this is a surprising development. Maybe Trump changed his position after coming to a better understanding of the geopolitical implications of the situation. Or
President Trump rolled out the red carpet for Vladimir Putin in Alaska, but is now sharing frustration.
I thought that was going to be the easiest one because of my relationship with Putin, but unfortunately that relationship didn't mean anything.
Oh. This season of The Golden Bachelor is f***ing weird. Hey, you know what? Don't get down on yourself, Donald. It's not your fault the relationship didn't work out. Who could have known not to trust Russian dictator Vladimir Putin? You're not a mind reader. Whether it was pursuing strategic objectives or merely getting tired of boys, this was a major development. Unfortunately, it was overshadowed by another international incident.
The president was joined by the First Lady today as he made his big address at the United Nations. But they had a bit of trouble on the way. They were taking an escalator when it stopped working, leaving the first couple no other choice but to walk the rest of the way up.
I like how he's just looking around when it broke, thinking, do I walk up these 15 stairs or do I just live here now? But hey, this is a pretty standard inconvenience. I'm sure we will never hear about it again. Unless, of course, there's an entire right-wing media apparatus built on grievance and hyperbole that wants to breathlessly recount it as a harrowing brush with danger.
Trump and Melania were riding it up, and it just stopped. The First Lady lost her balance a bit, but steadied herself, thankfully, and then marched to the top. She could have been hurt.
It came to a grinding halt, and you can even see them kind of slightly lurching forward.
Well, this is serious stuff. It's sitting ducks if, God forbid, there was a security threat.
They could have hurt the most beautiful First Lady in American history.
Oh my God, you monsters! We're not talking about some Uggo Eleanor Roosevelt here, no! You could have hurt someone hot! It's a good thing Melania
needed to merge.
You all laughed at his cankles, but guess who's sturdy as a redwood? This cankle-having motherfucker. Now, the UN released a statement saying somebody at the top of the escalator inadvertently triggered a safety mechanism. So, it seems like the whole thing is just a silly coincidence.
Coincidence or sabotage?
It doesn't look like a coincidence to me.
Something more nefarious happening than just simple technical glitches.
Absolute sabotage.
I've been caught on like 5 elevators in my life. An escalator has never stopped working mid-escalation.
I find it bizarre that just coincidentally, all these things just don't happen to work for the president when they work for everybody else.
Are we really doing this? Are we going all in on the president being a victim of escalator sabotage? Because the deep state wants him to get his steps in? Can we just have a day, people? I will admit, it's a little suspicious that the escalator just happened to break for Trump. But, on the other hand, things do break a lot around him.
You know, I pay all this money to teleprompter people, and I'd say 20% of the time they don't work. They don't work. And I apologize for those lights. The only place I don't have a light's up here. I feel like I'm in a sauna. So I don't know what hotel this is, but you ought to try turning on the air conditioning. I think this mic stinks, by the way.
So maybe it's not a coincidence. I mean, why does everything around Trump break? Is he being followed around by gremlins? Is that okay? Yeah, maybe that could be. That might be it. That might be it. So conservative media is furious that Trump was attacked by a stopped escalator, and apparently some of them are furious that his people did nothing about it.
But that's a major security failure. And I was more, stunned at the reaction. Like, the leader of the free world is on the escalator, and Secret Service looking like, what do we do?
Yeah, what do we do? Do we just let this grown man walk upstairs? What do you want Secret Service to do? Wouldn't it have been more embarrassing if they had rushed in and made a big deal out of it? Thrown Trump over their shoulder like a kid having a meltdown leaving the Magic Kingdom? But look, there's no point trying to reason with them now. The right-wing train is leaving the station, so naturally, the White House is jumping on board.
Well, there was some concerning reporting over the weekend from the London Times, as you pointed out, that UN globalist staffers were basically plotting to set up the President of the United States. And if we find that these were UN staffers who were purposefully trying to literally trip up the President and the First Lady of the United States, well, there better be accountability for those people. And I will personally see to it, Jesse.
Good. Can you people please decide if Trump is the strongest man who has ever walked the earth, or a sickly child with hollow bird bones who will crumble if he walks up 3 stairs?
Hollow bird bones.
Now remember, the UN already gave an official explanation about why the escalator stopped, but see if you think the president's